Long time no see, y'all. Hey, good morning, grand rising, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time you click on this video is the right time for you. Thank you in advance for your viewership and your support. And oh my goodness, this reading, I'm going to start it off with saying that I feel there's going to be trigger warnings. Um, Everything attached to this situation is triggering. So I'm going to try to do this reading with as much tact as possible. This is going to be the reading on Shirley Strawberry, her marriage, her husband, and what's to come. If you've been with me for a while, you know this is not my usual setup. I'm moving everything into the basement where, I was building my basement office. So still getting everything together, but eventually this is where I'm gonna, be and where everything is gonna stay. So thank you everybody for your patience, because Lord knows it's been an interesting few months for me. If you've been following me for a while, then you know without a shadow of a doubt that it was kind of dicey for a second, because I had a home break-in and things of that nature. Can't talk about it yet because it's still under investigation. But no sooner the investigation is over, I want to tell you guys everything, because I promise you, this is something that you be like, oh my God, you can't possibly, this couldn't possibly have happened this way. But yes, it did. So let's see, without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead, bless my cards. I could have did this reading last night, but I needed to sleep on it. I needed to get some rest, because the energy around this whole entire case is, this whole marriage, this whole situation is very, very draining, and it's very emotional. What I can tell you that I channeled from the very beginning, well, I'll go ahead and cleanse these cards, is that Shirley is not innocent in not knowing who her husband is and was. Okay. I'm going to use the term willful ignorance. Okay. When people see but choose not to see. And it's very sad, because if you're from a certain generation, like especially like the baby boomer generation and above, you'll understand when I say what I'm about to say. Shirley is from that what happens in this house stays in this house generation. And sadly enough, that generation held a lot of secrets, especially when it comes to things like SA. The last thing you were going to do was embarrass the family and tell somebody that, you were violated. That's nobody's business. And, depending on how messed up your family and your household was, you were not allowed to speak about it ever in the house, or you got blamed for it and you could have been thrown out of the house for speaking up on what happened to you. So with that being said, like I said, once again, I feel that this reading could be triggering, and this is the first reading I've ever done where I've given a trigger warning, but I feel like it's necessary. So, angels, ancestors, and Heavenly Father, Heavenly Mother, all that vibrate in the highest heavenly light, please come before me, encapsulate me with protection, and everybody who is watching this as well. Keep us all safe from hurt, harm, and danger, seen and unseen. Block all maleficent spirits, all trickster spirits, and any monitoring spirits that could be attached to the people in this situation. Alrighty. So I pulled out two decks so that I can have a deck for Shirley and a deck for her husband. If necessary, I will pull out a deck for her daughter so that her daughter can have her own energy and her own voice if I'm led to read her daughter's energy. They're telling me to read Shirley's husband first. So that's what I'm going to do. Alrighty. Show me the energy behind this man. What type of person is he outside of what we see in the media? Three of Cups. Okay, Three of Cups is not just a celebratory card, but this is a card of third parties. This is a card of turn up. So this is a man who has always had outside partners. And this is a man who allegedly is into dibbling, dabbling with multiple substances. Now, you've been with me for a while. You already know I read as I shuffle, not just what hits the table. So here it is. You see the Lion, and then you see the Nine of Pentacles, which is the independent woman. So what that shows me is he gets his strength through independent women. He's always leveled up on the woman that he deals with. He makes it his business to seek out women who are in the right position for what he wants and where he wants to go. He allows them to think that they're bettering him, that they're helping him to level up, that they are, how do I say this? Like, you know, the recovering bad boy. You know, you're saving me from myself type situation, and thank you for seeing the best in me. Thank you for redeeming me. But in the long run, the bigger picture is, what can you do for me? See where the deck split? We've got the Star and we've got Temperance. So Star is not just the focal point, okay? Star is also contract negotiation and agreement, wanting balance through a second chance. So after this Tower, okay? So he's trying to do whatever he can do to get a second chance or to get back in for a second go round with Shirley after everything has hit the fan. So what this is looking like to me is, before this hit the media, before this hit the public, something was brought to light. And whatever that was brought to light, he was trying to reassure Shirley that, you know, I'm not perfect, but, you know, if you could just find it in your heart to work with me, we can get through this. There's nothing that we can't get. Oh my gosh. There's nothing that we can't get through together with God. This man is I want to say master manipulator, but I feel like that's the way he feels about himself. This is very pimps up, hoes down. He goes after a certain type of woman, a woman who appears to be accomplished, but a woman who is completely void and empty, so that he can pour in what he wants to pour in. So imagine being in an abandoned house, right? The house has good bones, looks great from the outside, but when you come in the inside, it needs all types of structural work. The good thing is, if you're a master builder, you can come into that house and build the inside the way you want it. This is the way he looks at women. Find a house with good bones, build it the way you want it in the inside. So, you know, it's like he goes for those who, they have the right structure when it comes to book sense, but they are completely void in common sense. Okay, Wounded Warrior, bottom of the deck, 9 of Wands. Yeah, that's the Wounded Warrior. You got the Hangman that came out, though. So, as we can see on the table, his third party, his partying ways, all became a tower that became a hangman for him. Wounded Warrior, meaning that this has been a constant battle for him. Over and over and over again. Wash, rinse, repeat. Instead of these staffs being different weapons that he has used to go into battle, these are different women, okay? He has done this over and over and over again. His biggest scheme is the Casanova scheme. He's known for this. Like, I feel like if someone actually knows him, has known him throughout the years, yeah, opportunist. Here we go. 3 of Wands. They would know this about him. High Priestess, opportunist. So in secret, this is his game plan. And he could actually have it, High Priestess. But look at this. No rest for the weary, no rest for the wicked. 9 of Swords. Something is different about this time. Something is different about this time. Got caught with your pants down. That's being sneaky. The 7 of Swords. I have to pause because it's, whoo. When I come on here, I want to speak freely, but YouTube won't allow me to due to the rules, the guidelines, and regulations. So I have to find better ways to structure what I want to say, because I'm a straight off the cuff type reader. But I can't really do that with YouTube. Like I said, made her think that she was taming the beast, but he was actually getting his strength through her, the star. He needed her star power. That's why he went into this contract negotiation and agreement with her. And this falls under the 3 of Cups. What was supposed to be a celebration for her was just simply another third party for him. And then look at this. In the Wounded Warrior, 9 of Wands, falls right up under the Tower. So yet again, he crashes out with another third party. But this is the final one. Death card at the bottom of the deck is the final one. Look at this. Yes, sir. Now, we know publicly because, listen, I love whoever, when I say whoever runs that court that he was caught up in, if you guys haven't seen snippets from his last Zoom court date, I would suggest you watch it, because they were messy on purpose. They were being very, very, very tactfully messy. I'll say it that way. Because they were discussing the side chick as if she was his wife. And then somebody had to correct him, was like, no, that's not his wife, that's his girlfriend. But this was like an ongoing thing. And there were other people in Zoom court, you know, so you can see everybody in their own little squares or whatnot. And this is what this is representing. This is him being sneaky, 7 of Swords, Two of Wands with two separate choices, and it became a hangman. Something about this relationship, this side situationship, led to this hangman. Now, usually this card represents love, but it also represents abundance, okay? So he used this love card for his ships coming in. Like I said, he's a swindler. He's a swindler, Casanova hustler, okay? Knight of Pentacles. Whatever happened with this hustle, whatever they were doing, money came to a crawl. It started coming real slow. And that's what was giving him this anxiety under the Nine of Swords. Anxiety is attached to this lover. Money was slowing down with this lover. So it's a chance that either money wasn't as good as he thought it was going to be with Shirley, or the opportunities with Shirley didn't turn out the way that he wanted, because this isn't a man who likes to take his time and build anything. This is a man who likes that fast life, that ski mask type money, okay? So he could have amassed certain things the honest way and led a very well-to-do life just off of his wife's influence, but he didn't want to take the time. He likes everything microwave. Everything microwave, everything swift, fast, in a hurry. And whoever this side chick is, they have that same mentality when it comes to gotta get it now. So now he's looking back on Shirley like happier times. You know, I should have just stuck with her. Because the Hierophant, judge, jury, and adjudicator, also, this is like the hand of God, okay? And if someone is maturing, this will be Taurus in their highest form. But he's going before the court because God has had enough of his shenanigans. He's being judged in the spiritual realm, and he's being judged in the physical. Three of Pentacles. This is also him going into contract negotiation and agreement. That contract negotiation and agreement led to this Tower, which caused him to be the wounded warrior. I don't know how many cases this man is fighting. He's got to be fighting anywhere up to at least 9 separate cases. No less than 9 separate cases, which is interesting because look at the karma at that. I said he had at least 9 women that he has swindled or is swindling. And this is like, this is karma. This is karma. This last woman that he went into agreement with, this last woman that he had this contract negotiation and agreement with, was the nail in the coffin. She was his, damn it, I didn't even look at the bottom of the deck. Look at that. 10 of Swords, the ultimate betrayal, okay? Karma, the Magician. 10 of Swords, the Magician. Ultimate betrayal. You manifested the ultimate betrayal for yourself. See, look at this. Due to all these secrets, walking away from a relationship because now God and the judge, jury, and adjudicators are getting involved. So No matter what he or Shirley wants, this marriage is a wrap because if you guys think the secrets that are coming out now are bad, wait till the stuff comes out that hasn't been addressed. Okay? This is pitiful. And I'm trying so hard. I'm trying so hard not to go in the way I want to because I feel like I could feel the cuss words permeating on my tongue like they just taste good right now. Yeah, you're gonna have to walk away from this relationship with the independent woman due to all this stuff that's coming out in court. Yep. This was the ultimate betrayal. Gabriel's blowing his horn. Judgment. When Gabriel blows his horn, this is the final call. God gives Gabriel the authority to blow his horn at the end of times when it is time to set forth judgment. This judgment is going against him in court. I don't know. This, because this is, this was a woman with all these swords in her. So it's like Shirley feels like, oh my God, how could you do this to me? How could you do this to me? But see, what pisses me off with Shirley is you're more mad about the other women than you are about your child. Because I don't see any family cards. I mean, don't get me wrong. These are her husband's cards. You let this man play in your face up until the very end, and he's still playing in her face right now. It is literally the court that is forcing her to have to let this man go and walk away from him because every 5 minutes he keep embarrassing her. The court is what's saying, oh, you want him out? You want him back? Let's let you know what's really going on. And see, the best thing that could have happened since quarantine was Zoom court because you can go on the internet and rewatch Zoom court as many times as you like. It's not like waiting for the transcripts to go public. They're automatically public. Six of Pentacles. This is all she represented to him. She was a wealth of possibilities. She was the bag, Six of Pentacles, unearned income. He hit the lottery. This is why you got the sun here under strength, under the Three of Cups. She was sugar mama. Tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Ace of Pentacles. She was sugar mama. That's it and that's all. He saw a sucker and he licked it. See what I mean? That's why I read as I shuffle. I don't just read what hits the table. If it's confirmation, it will still come out. The Tower, due to these multiple situations that you're fighting through, these multiple cases, these multiple women that you were contracted with, you were attached to, all for the ultimate come up, the bag. Ace of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. Financial stability. We're talking about generational money, 4 generations worth of money, and also being stubborn and set in your ways. Queen of Swords and the Wheel. So listen, Queen of Swords and the Wheel. Wheel of Fortune in the upright. He used women for the come up, but a woman cut into him and his plans for wealth. I don't know. King of Swords. So King of Swords and Queen of Swords are both air energy, which means they focus in mental energy. They both can play mental gymnastics. These are people who have the gift of gab. These are people who are good in business. So the side chick, he looks at the side chick more as a wife than he looked at his actual wife. Him and his side chick were actual partners in crime. That was his Bonnie to his Clyde. Literally, figuratively, spiritually. Shirley was just the bag. She was sugar mama. She was the opportunity. We'll say, she was like the maitre d' that allowed him access to be in the room. Said he was setting himself up for generational wealth. 4 generations. Possibly could come out that he was dealing with 4 different women, 4 different hustles, 4 different lives, 4 different schemes. This King of Swords. Okay? This is a very cool, aloof, how do I say this? He's very cool and aloof, detached, very methodical even about the way that he does things. You notice you don't see any cups cards out here. He has no love for anyone. It's all about the money. And this is showing that he was being watched. Page of Swords. So he's been watched for a while. This situation with the side chick and the landlord just happened to happen at a great time for the authorities, because he was, no matter what, he was going down. He was already being watched. Whatever he was doing, it was going to crumble anyway. Yep, the Fool. He took a leap of faith in secret, but it turned out to be a foolish decision. Because whoever he ran into, all the stuff he was doing in secret, somebody had a higher knowledge. When you're dealing with a high priestess is someone who knows without knowing. They are tapped in. This is someone who can see something or forecast something before it happens. So Three of Swords, heartbreak. Somebody saw the end coming to all this foolishness. Now, I'm about to go into the part where this might be triggering. I don't know how long this is going to take. I'm not going to give my angels a time period on what they do. This man is, man, you talk about messed up. Jeez. Where do I go from here? Because either way this goes, it's messed up, it's triggering. Either way it goes. But I still want to be sensitive, because this can get really, really ugly. Okay, the metaphysical cannabis oracles. We're going to use these. Witch's wisdom. We're going to use those. Dark confessions of the soul. And after I finish with these, then I'm going to tap back into the predator energy, not just the Casanova energy. Alrighty, so dark confessions, the dark confessions of the soul. What are your actual feelings towards Shirley Strawberry? What is this? There are feelings of anger inside me that I need to release before I explode. Okay, so this is a man that's volatile. He can't control his emotions or his fits of anger. I don't know if he has put hands on her or if he suffers from bipolar. But being that this fell out in reverse, this shows that he's passive aggressive about his energy. This is the velvet hand and the iron fist, okay? Velvet glove, iron fist. This is somebody who will smooth you over, say what they need to say to get what they want, but then when they don't get what they want, you know, they get hype, you know, get hypey on you. They turn up. And then it's like, oh my gosh, you know, well, maybe I shouldn't have said that, or maybe I shouldn't have dealt with him that way. Let me go apologize. I upset him. And he makes you think that it's your fault that he acted the way he acted, but he acted the way he acted because he wanted to get his way one way or the other. It was get down or lay down. You just didn't know that he was coercing you into doing what he wanted you to do. But when you didn't do what he wanted you to do, you saw the real him. You have become too difficult for me to handle. That's a big turnoff. So that means she started asking questions. Okay. She stopped being so agreeable. She stopped handing over money so readily, so freely, which is why he went out and got the Bonnie to his Clyde, the side chick, because you're supposed to do as I say. You're not supposed to ask any questions. I feel overwhelmed. I'm drowning in my own thoughts. I bet you are. You looking at all those multiple cases, you ain't gonna see the light of day again. I don't care what type of lawyer you got. We are living two separate lives. This is the truest statement out of all these cards that has come out. I mean, think about it. They were married, but he had his other chick in a house next door. I mean, Shirley, what in the world were you doing that you didn't realize that this man had his other woman next door? Like, usually when you get close to someone, you start to care about somebody, you develop spidey senses. You start to feel certain things. You can feel when they pull away. You can feel when something bothers them, whether they say it or not. I mean, this is the worst case of oblivion that I have ever seen in my life. I feel cold and detached from this connection. I can't feel emotions right now. That's because he never felt them in the first place. I cannot support your actions. It's too much for me to deal with. Now, ain't that about a bitch? With everything that he caught up in, he talking about he can't support her actions. It's too much for him to deal with right now. So because he's going through all these legal troubles, he's feeling like she's stressing him out and he doesn't have time for her antics because he has to concentrate on himself. Baby, can we say narc just a little bit? I don't feel guilty for how I treated you. My ego is too big to care. Told y'all he didn't care. He didn't care about nothing and nobody. There's a big hole in my heart that I cannot fill on my own. Okay? This hole, this void is not just about his heart. This void is about a spiritual void. There is nothing that any of these women can do to fill this void for him because he's empty from the inside. This is a soul, like a black hole in his soul. He's a vortex. Anybody that gets a hold of him or, gets close to him, they get sucked in and they get lost. It's too late. I've moved on. Do not wish to reconnect. I need to free myself from the fear and doubt. I am a caged bird. So he didn't like the idea of commitment, being locked in, being married. He was going to leave Shirley had this not hit the fan. Ain't that about a bitch? Wait a minute. You were going to leave Shirley with your side chick and live next door. Listen, I don't mean to laugh because this is messed up, but it's the it's the audacity for me that you had gotten this house next door and you were going to leave her and move on with your life, but you were going to do it adjacent to her where she could look out her kitchen window and see y'all having high tea and coffee in the morning on the deck next door. Ooh, jeez. See, somebody was going to go to jail one way or the other. This was going to end up on Snapped if he didn't get caught up. I feel unbalanced and uneasy. I don't know what to do to fix it. I cannot listen to your voice. It affects my soul. Yeah, that's because he's finally, for the first time in his life, feeling guilty and ashamed of something. And that's only because this is connected to a public figure. So everything he's doing is public. He can't hide anymore who he is. I feel unworthy of having love in my life. I feel miserable and lost. I depend on you too much to let you go. I have codependency issues. So yeah, he didn't want to be with her, but he didn't want to let go of that lifestyle. He didn't want to let go of that money. See, the new chick had the mindset that he more so preferred, but Shirley had the bag and the influence that he preferred. So if he could have put the both of them together, it would have been his perfect dumb bitch. And that's what his plan was. But eventually he was going to wipe Shirley clean, take everything that he can get from her, and he was going to leave. Because he didn't like the idea of being in a committed relationship. Like, he's so caught up in the idea of feeling trapped because he's been in jail that anything with structure and stability feels like being locked down. Well, welcome home, because you definitely locked down now. Dang, this is a messed up reading. Oh. What do you have to say for yourself? Intergalactic mastery. This is why I like reading upstairs, because the light is better. There we go. Confirmation. Intergalactic mastery. Confirmation. Okay? So that's my ancestors and my angels letting me know that everything that I said, this is a confirmation of who he is and this reading and what type of energy he's in. This is a very psychologically and spiritually damaged man. Sabita, this is, hold this by the candle, is a clarity. So now it's clarity on who he really is, okay? There is no hiding who he is. There is no misleading, misguiding anybody anymore about who he is. Right? Freedom. So bliss, trust. So literally, he could only have freedom through those who trusted him. So I wonder, how did he even get in the circle in the first place to be around the who's who? And don't get me wrong, entertainment is full of criminals. I mean, especially when you get to the side where you get to signing contracts. But neither here nor there. How did he get in that circle in the first place to meet with Steve Harvey and to hobnob with certain people? I feel like even that was due to an affiliation with a woman somehow, some way. Now here's the part where I don't wish to delve too deep, but I have to before I go into Shirley. Jeez. Show me the energy behind the essay accusations. Is he sexually taking advantage of people? Show me the essay accusations. Listen. First card out, the Hangman. To ask the energy behind those accusations and to get a hangman. To me, this says it all. This man here in union, hangman. This is the hangman to the union. He really is out here doing inappropriate things. Ooh, Queen of Wands. Now, Queen of Wands as an energy and not a person. This is something that he finds highly attractive. This is something that turns him on. The Queen of Wands is the most attractive queen out of the deck. She is the most highly sexual. She is the go-getter. She is the hot girl of the deck. So he gets off on this more than anything else. I told y'all I felt that this was going to be triggering, and we're only 2 cards in on this question. King of Swords. This is somebody coming through with a message, rushing in with a message about this energy, and this slows down his money. So I feel like before this made it to the courts, before this made it to the public and the court of public opinion, there was possibly a business partner, somebody in the industry, an investor who had already heard these rumblings in the street, these accusations, and they came in with the message. Now, they wouldn't come in to have to tell him that they know that this is who he is and this is what he does. But this is where I prefaced in the beginning that I feel like something ain't clean in the milk. Shirley, you knew more than what you're saying. Somebody came to you and told you about such said energies. I knew I was on to something when I said she comes from a generation of what stays in this, what happens in this house stays in this house. Temperance in the reverse. Now, the temperance angel in the upright is balanced through a new beginning. In the reverse, this is shaking the table. This is removing the balance. This is everything going topsy-turvy due to negative energies. Wish fulfillment, 9 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I told you he gets off on this. This is what he likes. There is an attachment on him that gets off, that feeds off of stealing this type of energy from people. Oh my gosh. Page of Wands. And I kept what was in my head to myself because I didn't want to say that out loud, because it was saying particularly the young. And then here it is. Page of Wands. Now notice, you got the Queen of Wands, Page of Wands. That's mother and child. Pages are children. That just reconfirmed what happens in this house stays in this house. From what I see, Shirley's daughter is not lying. This is mother, this is child. King of Swords, excuse me. I said this was the Knight earlier. King of Swords. This is telling the truth. This is standing up in all truth because the King of Swords is logical, okay? The King of Swords. This is somebody rushing in swiftly. Knight of Swords. My apologies, guys. Still the same message, though. Rushing in with this message. Shirley, you knew. You were told. Somebody told you something, honey. And look at this. 3 of Cups, 5 of Cups. Brought deep sorrow, hurt, and regret to what you considered to be a celebration, to your third party. And see, third party is not just the other woman. It is anything that is of interference. Could be substances, lifestyle, life choices, vices. So the daughter telling on you brought deep regret and sorrow. Because you were hasty when you made this move. You made a lot of foolish decisions. My spirit guides, they're playing on a loop. Anita Baker, no longer living lies in paradise. My fairy tale, how's that go? My fairy tale is fading, is ending. I wish I could sing it right now, but you know, YouTube flags for that type of stuff. So damn, Shirley, you felt like your daughter brought your fairy tale to an end. No longer living lies in paradise. But you tried to keep up appearances because once again, what happens in this house stays in this house. Seven of Wands, King of Wands. This man is attaching himself to everybody as the patriarch and the husband, but Shirley, look at how this card falls under the daughter. He saw himself more so with her as her man. But see, Shirley called herself defending her man. She's standing up here defending her man. This is the most attractive, most wonderful, goal-oriented, goal-getting man I've ever had in my life, and you're not going to take him from me. Don't that sound like one of those old blaxploitation movies? You know, the story where the mama blamed the daughter for being fast. It's all the daughter's fault. Everything is the daughter's fault. I don't want to hear this. How could you say this to me? You get out. How dare you speak of my husband that way? He's the love of my life, King of Cups. But it looks like he secretly had more love for your daughter, Shirley, than he had for you. Yeah, they keep playing it over and over again in my head. No longer living lies in paradise. My fairy tale is fading. I'm going to get out of this toxic, rancid ass energy. Jesus. But it's not going to get better when I get to reading Shirley, because I mean, I knew when they told me willful ignorance of what happens in this house stays in this house, this was going to be triggering. Oh my God. Clear the energy. Angels and ancestors, put extra protection around me. I'm starting to get a headache. I need you to clear this energy and cleanse it off of me because I am literally livid right now. This is disgusting. See, you gotta watch a woman who will attach a term like strawberry to her name. If you come from a certain age group and you come from the street, then you know exactly what I'm saying. See, most people just look at it like, oh, it's Shirley Strawberry because she does the strawberry letters. But if you got some round the way family, that used to be in the street. They know that strawberry is a term for a prostitute. Now, she may not have intended that at all with her name, because I get the Shirley Strawberry as in strawberry letters. I get that. I totally get that. But you've got to be mindful of all of the connotations of a name when you choose it. Because he definitely made a strawberry out of you, honey. Now look at all her cards. Look at all her cards face down. She automatically comes to the table hiding things. Like I said, she comes to the table hiding things. First card out, face down, the moon. Secrets. Three of Pentacles. Secrets on this union, this connection, this commitment. The truth. Okay? Ace of Swords. Eight of Wands. Truth coming out swiftly about the situation with your lover. Shirley, you might as well go ahead and report to the principal's office, because this is all your tea spilt right here in the first 5 cards. And look at how it got spilt. The Hierophant. God himself, judge, jury, and adjudicator. The Hierophant would be the judge over this case. This judge is going to make sure both of y'all embarrassed before it's all said and done. And see, he probably wouldn't have done you this way if you hadn't went out publicly trying to go around and save this man's reputation. Strength. Right up under the moon. So remember I said that this man is the finesse king, right? He allows women to think that they're saving him, they're helping him to turn his life around. Thank you so much for seeing the best in me. You know, he manipulates you through church and singing church songs and let's pray together while he's actually preying on you. And you think right now that you got the upper hand because you tamed this beast. But sweetheart, this is still a beast, and at any given time, he can devour you. King of Pentacles. So she went into this union thinking that she had it made, that he was the King of Pentacles. She didn't even know that she was the lamb being led to slaughter. She didn't know that she was a sucker being licked. What do... Girl, you work in entertainment. How can you be this dense? Entertainment is full of slick speaking hustlers. That's what it's about. Everybody has the gift of gab. Justice. Look at that. Justice comes out, falls under the truth. The Ace of Swords. So justice will it will prevail in this case. In these cases. Bottom of the deck. Hangman. Shirley, I would suggest you close your mouth. Don't take up for this man no more. Don't say another word, good, bad, or indifferent, because it's going to come out that you know more than you've been saying. And that's obstruction of justice, especially when it comes to what happened to the young. 9 of Wands. Remember, wounded warrior. This is him. So she's looking at, oh, he's just been through it over and over and over again. And she swiftly came to his damn rescue. Look at that. And she's talking about how the courts just keep messing with him. They just keep coming for him. Keep coming for him. He's really just had it hard. They've had it out for him. You can't be this damn stupid. I guess you are, because here's the hangman that fell under the lovers. And believe me, I'm trying my best to be objective. But this is a lesson on self-love. You can never put this much into another person that you are willing to destroy what God has given you, the family you had before him, the career that you worked so hard to build. Still yet in all, where are the cups? You doing all of this saving face, and I don't see a cup on your end either. There were no cups for you in his reading, and I'm yet to see the cups in hers for his. This is a whole lot of ego and vanity. Hierophant, falling under the moon, and strength. There's a lot of lies, a lot of secrets. Magician. So magician falls under the Three of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. So it's going to come out in court how he manifested this income and this image, because the magician is the manifester, and usually the magician can manifest through the slip of the hand, okay, the flicker of the wrist. This is the 3-card Monte artist, and he's been playing this game his whole life. Oh, here's a damn cup. The whole reading, we finally found one cup. So King of Cups is someone who feels deeply but does not show their emotions. So she feels like, he's a deep stoic individual. He's not one of those people that really discusses how he feels, but I can feel his energy and he shows me how he feels. How do you feel his energy? Oh, now listen, none of these cards are supposed to be in reverse, but I'm going to take this as a sign because, like I said, I read as I shuffle, not just what hits the table. Ace of Wands in reverse. This is how you feel the love, Shirley. He got that devil dick. This is how you feel. Look at it. He screwed the coins right up at you. Eight of Swords. And this is how you got trapped. You got bound to this man, and it happened swiftly. Okay? It happened swiftly. What's that? What's that song? That people always talking about reputation. I don't care what you do with them. Just be good to me. Yeah, I don't care about them other girls. Just be good to me. So when you came into the situation with them, you were trying to win against everybody else who had his attention. Now I get why, it took so long for cups to come out. All of this was pride and vanity. It really was. You felt like the way that he had sex with you, he had to have feelings and emotions for you because no man had ever handled you like that before. So he gave you that hood rag D, and you had never had that ghetto sex before, and it blew your mind. Baby. Wait a minute, not like I said, I don't usually have my cards in reverse in the deck, and I did just turn that around. See that? I'm going to turn it around so it's in the upright. If it's meant to come out in reverse, it'll hit the table that way. She was going to heal his wounds. She was going to pull all the swords out of his back. She was going to help him put his life together, get everything that he needed in order. Because she had to be the one. I told y'all. Now see, it was in the deck in reverse. He gave her that good jug. She never had it like that before. Had her walking around with her cookie jar singing. Screwed the common sense right out you. And right after I said he screwed the common sense right out you, look at that. The Emperor to the Ten of Swords. This man literally took over your life and drug you to hell. Triggering question, triggering question. Did Shirley know that her grandchildren or her grandchild was a victim of SA through her husband? Did Shirley know? Queen of Swords. This is somebody who is sharp at the tongue and analytical. This is somebody who does not deal in feelings. This falls under the Truth, the Ace of Swords, Justice, the King of Cups. Allegedly, she ain't want to hear that shit. She ain't care. Look, Emperor there, Empress. Do anything for my man. Ain't that a series for my man? Jeez. Now, I'm going to do this again. But look at this. Two of Swords and the Chariot. She was willing to cut people off and move on with her life. Do anything for my man. Empress. Emperor. Eight of Swords. Bound. Okay. Eight of Wands. Nine of Wands. Eight of Swords. Swiftly, you came in to this wounded warrior, ended up bound, stuck to him, married him. Baby, I'm about to wrap this up because this reading is, I knew it was going to be long. If anybody wants a part 2 to this, please request it down below. I'll be more than happy to tap back in. The Chariot to the Four of Cups. So moving on with this man, you know, choosing your man ends up being an unrequited offer. Because here it is. The Lovers, the Hangman, the Ace of Wands. You found out you still wasn't the only one. And it's an unrequited offer. And that's the only thing that I see that brings heartbreak. She don't care about the accusations. She cares about losing what she considers to be her prized possession. Anything for my man. Here's the love, abundance, Seven of Swords. She's not innocent at all. She's not innocent at all. She knows far more than what she's saying. But she feels hurt and betrayed because she found out she wasn't the Bonnie to his Clyde. So as long as she was Bonnie to his Clyde, what happened in this house stays in this house. I can't. I really can't. Yeah. Which is wisdom, and we're going to go ahead and step out of this because this energy is sludge. Remembrance, the ancestors. So her bloodline is not going to let her forget this. She's never going to live this down. Shadow, scrying and magic. Okay? She feels like, you know, she's under the microscope. We're all peering in, peeking into her business. We're seeing things that we shouldn't be seeing. And that also speaks into things that she was willing to do on the back end to cover up things and to know what she needed to know. So that also lets me know that she was nosy, she was digging through things, she was prying, and she was finding things, but she still was hiding and covering things. Chalice, fulfillment. Yeah, it was all about her fulfillment. This is ego driven. This isn't about love. Both of these people are very ego driven people. Witch's hat at the bottom, power. I don't want to go any further in this reading because I'm truly getting a headache and I got other readings to do, and I want to be able to knock my other readings out. I got to clear and cleanse this energy. Thank you, everybody, for your viewership. And once again, Shirley was not innocent. She knew full well the meat and potatoes of what was going on. Even if she didn't know what all was in the seasoning of the sauce, honey, she still knew the meat and potatoes of what had happened. And she was willing to do anything and everything to protect the infrastructure of this relationship that she built. This is really an episode for my man. It really is. So, once again, thank you, thank you, thank you. And people, pray for the victims, especially her child, because this is her only child, and her grandchildren. This is a huge emotional catastrophe because they don't get to live this down. They don't get to walk away peacefully because she's a public figure, which means everything that they went through, all their shame is now public shame. This is a mess. This reading is adjourned.